Namaste. I Nishu Pandey welcome everyone on the brand new episodes of Science Bits only on Bharata First. This session is all about science which is simplified in short, crisp and a unique manner by the expert. Science Bits involve explanation of the topic ranging from the recent trends and development in the field of science and technology to discussion on the previous year question and potential concepts which are important from the perspective of competitive exams. You have also a chance to ask your doubt by the form whose link has been provided in the description box below. Do make use of this opportunity. Now, I would like to welcome our science expert, Dr. T.V. Venkateshwaran sir, who is here with us to answer the question. Dr. T.V. Venkateshwaran sir is a senior most scientist at Vigyan Prasar, New Delhi. He is also the founder of India Science Wire. So, let's begin the session with today's question. Today's question is, what is nanoliquid urea and what are the benefits of nanoliquid urea?
Uh, Indian Fertilizer Corporation has come up with this Nano Urea fertilizer, which is in liquid form. So if you look at it, I mean, one bottle, which is just about 500 milliliter, has the same potential of providing nitrogen to plants, which is usually we call it as urea to plants, from about 50 kg urea bag, fertilizer bag. The input cost will come down. It's a more environment friendly. It is cheaper. It will increase farmers' income and also provide the right kind of nutritional value to the plants and enhance crop productivity. So this is what the IFCO is claiming about this product. This is based on nanotechnology. See, when we talk about fertilizers and agriculture, nitrogen is one important challenge. If you look at Earth's atmosphere, close to about 78% of its atmosphere is nitrogen. But still, the plants cannot take nitrogen from air. It has to be in a form that the plants can metabolize. So things like ammonia is usually what is used for fertilizers as fertilizer in terms of nitrogen. Okay. But when you put artificial fertilizer, that is like if you produce ammonia and then put it as fertilizer, good. The plants do show substantial increase in its output. There is a lush plant growth. There is a good amount of yield, maybe grain or whatever that you are wanting as a yield. I mean, you have a good yield. But there is also a problem. Only a fraction of your fertilizer is actually taken by the plant. The fertilizers have to dissolve in water, and only then the plants will be able to take. And the fertilizer, before it gets dissolved in water, also reacts chemically with the soil around and the materials in the soil around, and then it leaches into the soil. So when it leaches into the soil, the nitrogen can go to a pond nearby, a water body nearby, or underground aquifer, and then there is a pollution basically because of this nitrogen. And also some of the nitrogen gets evaporated and then goes into the air. Of course, this nitrogen is in the reactive form, not the nitrogen, that is a normal nitrogen in the atmosphere. So when it is in the reactive form in the atmosphere, it can also cause formation of acid and then acid rain. Okay, so while on one side the ammonia has been a boon in the past 100 years, so that we are able to increase the food crop production, on the other hand, it is also an environment challenge. So that is why today people are turning to nanotechnology to find ways of providing fertilizers to the plants in such a way that environmental impact can be reduced. One of the technology that the scientists are working on is nanotechnology in agriculture. Okay, so nano fertilizers, nano filter for water purification, right? There are many ways in which nanotechnology is being attempted for increasing the yield of the plants with less input and less environment impact, or rather that more greener form of agriculture. That's what the people are looking at it. So if you put no fertilizer, yes, the plants do take water or nitrogen or other nutrients from soil using microbial. Okay, so it has a relationship with viruses and bacteria and fungus, and through it the plants take necessary nutrient. But then if you put a chemical fertilizer, you can see that there is a much more lush growth. Okay, so you can see that there is a much more lush growth, more leaf and parts emerge. Okay, and when you turn to nano fertilizers, two important factors occur. Okay, when you put a chemical fertilizer, that is the current fertilizers, it of course provides a nutrient to plants, and as I told you that it is also environmentally not so sound. Okay, it can cause pollution, but in addition, it will also impact the bacteria and other life form in the soil, right? But when you use nano fertilizer, because you are using less amount of chemical material, additional chemical material, there is a less biotic stress, less abiotic stress, meaning that the leaching, pollution, and so on gets reduced when you use nanotechnology. So there are various ways in which nanotechnology is used. One way is, for example, you make a nano fertilizer. It's in a small size with a kind of a coat. So it will release slowly the nutrient. Okay, it'll stay in the soil and then release in slowly, so that the plant can take up. And then the time for that release to react with the surrounding soil will be less, so it will not affect either the bacteria living there or convert leach into the ground. So these are all some ways in which people are looking at using nanotechnology for agriculture. One way is, for example, make a nano nutrient which will remain in the soil for quite long time and then release slowly. Okay, so that's one way. The IFCO's method is also yeah, another format whereby, I mean, by sprinkling this liquid on the leaves of the plants through the stomata, the nitrogen is uptaken by the plant. Okay, so this way, I mean, you can reduce the amount of fertilizer that you put, reduce the amount of fertilizer that falls on the soil and then may leach into environment or create problem for the microbiome in the soil. Okay, so that's environmental friendly. People have tested this liquid. So what one has found that after 11,000 field trials between 2019 and 20, there is an average yield increase of 8%. So yield is increased. Okay. Basically, they also found that it's basically enhancement is because of there is an increased enhanced chlorophyll in these leaves, and then photosynthesis there is an increase. Okay. So a lot more of biomass is developed. So which means that the crop is able to actually utilize the fertilizers. Okay. And when you apply it in the correct rate, okay, they enter into the plant. Okay, and it reduces the excess application of bulk urea and the associated problems of leaching and runoff. So this is the benefit of using